There it is.
Oh, here we are. All right. Oh, here we are.
Yes, we're here.
We're here. Yay. It's Thursday, February 19th. I had to look. Rachel, I'm a little slow today. And I'll tell you why. Yesterday I was at a friend's office and I was the last one to leave. And when you're the last to leave, you're supposed to turn the blinds, lights off, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Lock the door and etc. Well, at 1:00 this morning, I woke up from a dead sleep and I forgot to unplug the space heater. And so I know in this office, and I was panic stricken because I thought I had stricken. I thought I burned the place down because I left. That's the story I was telling myself. So I'm like, am I gonna get in my car right now at 1:00 in the morning and drive there? But I decided that probably space heaters, in 2026 have little safety features, So I waited until 5:30 this morning and I drove and I turned it off. Anyway, so I'm kind of out of routine. So
yeah, that'll throw you off for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's amazing how easily we become creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
And habit, and we can change them. So we are creatures of habit and we can change our habits. Mm-hmm. Two things can be true.
Yeah. And how hard it is to change the habit. Like how, because here you did this new thing today that you don't normally do. And obviously you're not going to make a habit of it.
No.
But if you wanted to make a habit of it, it would be very disruptive for you for a while.
Yeah.
The feeling you're feeling right now, you're sleepy, you're groggy, you're out of sorts because you did something different out of your norm. That's a good gentle reminder for us that changing anything and putting anything in is hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're talking about vegetables and phytonutrients and getting color and eating the rainbow and how that might be a new thought for some people. And if they think, oh my goodness, because one of my little mantras is 5 cups of vegetables in your day, 5 colors. And when people hear that, sometimes it feels so big.
So big.
Okay, 5 colors, and and so so we know that change can be hard and feel overwhelming. So one of the ways we deal with change is to make it little teeny. Yeah.
So start with 1 cup and 1 color.
1 cup and 1 color. Right. Yes.
Start there.
Start there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we want to talk a little bit more about the importance and why, for example, you just can't take, I take a multivitamin, there's vitamins and minerals in these phytonutrients. Well, I take a multivitamin. Isn't that enough? And Rachel, tell us why that's not enough. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that is such a great question because nowadays everything is being put into a pill form or a powder form. Or you can eat your super greens. Yeah, you can eat your super greens out of just a pouch.
Yeah.
And
or a gummy.
Or a gummy, right. Yeah. Everything is being kind of isolated down. And we know that food does not happen, nutrition doesn't happen in isolation of one another. It happens synergistically.
Right.
A great example of this, I think it was in the Zoe podcast that I was listening to, the scientists, they were talking about food labels and how it was a difference between, let's say, eating an almond and eating an almond butter. Okay. And even if your almond butter is super clean and all it is almonds and maybe a little bit of salt, right? So it's just ground up almonds, but this is almonds, and that they do different things in the gut. And if you look at the nutrition label, they say the same calories and the same serving size. So it looks like they're the same. But in fact, when we consume whole almonds, a lot of the calories from those almonds are not actually digested.
Right.
and they go more into a fiber form for our gut
Mhm.
microbiome.
Mhm.
Whereas when it's been ground up, really finely ground up, it changes and
Mhm.
we absorb all of the calories
Right.
from it in this way.
Yeah.
And so these are the same food, we
Right.
think,
Yeah.
right? We tend to like the almond butter a lot better, right? It's more of a sexy food. It
Yeah,
lights
yeah.
us up. Almonds are hard to chew and they take a time and they get in your teeth and you're like, you're nine almonds in, you're like, I'm done. But almond butter, you can overeat easily. So I think it's interesting. And that's just an example of like what
Mhm.
it's doing in our bodies and how we're
Right.
consuming it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you think about super greens being powdered up and put in a
Mm.
package,
Mhm.
that's not how we were originally supposed to eat it, like
Right.
chewing.
Right.
And then when we're eating foods together, they have these synergistic chemical properties
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
enhance one another.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So true, Rachel. There are, there's what we know and then there's what we don't know, right? So we
Yeah.
know that there's vitamin E and vitamin D and vitamin C and all these vitamins do these, help with
Hmm.
these things in our body. And so why can't we just take that? Well, it's
Hmm.
because of what we don't know, right? The
Yeah.
other things
Yeah.
in the foods, the other compounds in the foods,
Hmm.
and this is what you're talking about, the synergism that help with absorption and assimilation into the
Yeah.
cells itself to do the function of the vitamin C, to do the function of the vitamin D, or whatever
Yeah.
vitamin or mineral we're talking about. There are
Hmm.
cofactors, other compounds involved, which some of which we haven't even figured out yet. But when you
Right.
take that vitamin E out and you put it over here and you study it all by itself in a vacuum, you're like, researchers like, you know, it doesn't, or it has a bad effect,
Right.
versus when it's in this whole food and I'm eating it with
Hmm.
other foods, the synergy, I love that word, the
Yeah.
cofactors, the other
Hmm.
compounds that are helping
Hmm.
absorption and assimilation to do the
Hmm.
thing that I need to do, to be anti-inflammatory, to create
Yeah.
better DNA, to get rid of my
Hmm.
oxidations, my ROSs, you know, to
Yeah.
to not make those AGE, products. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating that even if you're not talking about synergy, even if you're just talking about, let's say, an orange, right?
Mhm.
If you pluck the vitamin C out of the orange, it is so isolated. But if you eat it as part of its orange, it does. We don't even know how many things it does
Yeah.
because of the things it's packaged in. An
Right.
orange is
Mhm.
packaged. It's vitamin C, but so many other things, and
Yeah.
it's packaged in this whole thing that does more by together
Yeah.
than by
Mhm.
themselves. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, more together than by themselves. That's so true.
Mhm.
Yeah. So important to be to and uh, the other thing that I think, eating a meal and real food, it really kind of acknowledges and embraces the way my body is created.
Mhm.
Yeah. Versus, this lab, kind of, I can just pour these things and mix them up in water and drink it,
Mhm.
so it's embracing the need, how my body works and what it needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it needs
Yeah.
more than a powder. It needs
Mhm.
to sit down. It needs to connect.
Mhm.
I need to connect with other people. I need to connect with my food. I need to know where my food comes from. Maybe even touch the dirt. I need to have this
Yeah.
whole experience, which I can't get from.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. We're kind of left wanting more
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
we're consuming our calories or our vitamins or our minerals or whatever it is in when we're moving more towards that processed powdered or capsule form. We're moving away from the pleasure
Mhm.
and the not only the food nourishment but the connection nourishment
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the way we connect with our food. It leaves us wanting more.
Mhm. Yeah.
um, I've talked to many clients who talk about how when they drink their calories as compared to eating their calories,
Mhm.
how much more satisfied and fulfilled and full they
Yeah.
feel, even if it's the same number of calories, the same
Right.
macronutrients, the same everything.
Yeah, so true. So eating versus drinking, right? Because
Right.
eating, you've got so much feedback. You
Yeah.
see the different colors.
Mm-hmm.
It smells different. It tastes a little different. You're actually chewing.
Yeah.
You've got the fiber in its full form, not its spliced up form, which then, your stomach sensors feedback to your brain. All this feedback to your brain is amplified when
Yeah.
you eat real food versus drinking calories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about, let me see if I can share the sheet we've been talking about is this phytonutrient
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
graphic that
Mhm.
Dr. Mark Hyman,
Mhm.
it's out there on the website, and look in the show notes. You can click on the link and download it yourself. But let's see if we can share that with the people and talk
Mhm.
through the different colors and then what the compounds are, what they do, and
Mhm.
what we an example. So let me
Mhm.
see if I can
Okay.
get that
Sure.
here.
Sure. Yeah. I had one other thought. Oh, I know. I know. I was thinking when we're becoming so efficient that we put all our needs in this little capsule so that we don't have to spend the time buying the food, spend the time preparing the food, spend the
Mm-hmm.
time sitting down and enjoying the food. That efficiency, we think, oh, we're saving time. We're not saving time. We're not saving time because we're filling our time with something else. And why not give ourselves permission to do all those things which our body really, really, really
Mm.
benefits from,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
needs and benefits from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's my rant.
Okay.
That's my little rant.
I
So,
like it. I like it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find
mhm.
the document. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking for that, yeah, we can just start with the Roy G. Biv, right? The colors of the rainbow. The
Ooh,
first
yeah,
one,
I like that.
R stands for red, and those red, the compounds in red fruits and vegetables are cyanidins. Ooh,
I know. I didn't.
anthocyanidins. How about that? Carotenoids, fisetin. So these things like quercetin and lycopene and flavonones and flavanols and flavones. Well, say that 3 times fast. Yeah.
Right.
And all of those have just such great immune boosting functions, some specifically for prostate, some specifically for DNA health, anti-cancer in general, anti-inflammatory in general. Yeah. So what
Mm-hmm.
are some of your favorite red vegetables?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately it's not letting me pull this
Oh,
document up. So
mm,
some of my favorite red vegetables. Well, I love a
mm,
bell pepper. I love a
yeah.
red bell pepper
Yeah.
because it's so versatile. I love them
Mm,
raw. I eat them like apples. They're juicy and fresh. I love them
mm,
sautéed. They make everything
mm.
taste better and look better.
And
Tomato.
Rachel, can I just say your roasted red pepper sauce?
Mm, so good. So good. The
I
roasted
mean,
red peppers with tomatoes and onion. That one you're talking about?
that one, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
know. I
and
know.
doesn't it have don't you have some nooch in that too? Or is it cashew? I forget.
Well, you talk about the orange sauce we
Y
make.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but that's with the roasted red pepper. Or
Oh
maybe
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. I
roasted
never make it
maybe
with
it's the orange.
I never make it with roasted red peppers. I don't ever spend the time to do that. I just throw it in raw. But when we do it in our chow class, you always are so wonderful to roast them ahead of time, and it's so good. But yeah, it's cashews in there and some nooch and some lemon juice and the bell peppers and some
Mm,
onion.
mm,
Oh my gosh, it's an incredible
mhm.
sauce for
Yeah,
almost anything. A dressing, a
yeah,
sauce, a dip. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and tomato obviously is more of a fruit than a vegetable, but, we won't split hairs here. And
No, because we're
yeah,
really talking about the color is all
mhm.
things.
It's
It's
all
fruits
things,
and
yeah.
vegetables.
Right.
It's all plants, right? We're
Yeah,
talking about the colors of plants.
of
So
plants.
so that's really inclusive. It's a very
And
inclusive
yeah,
love,
that's so
all the
good.
love to all the
I
plants.
love. Yeah, and the whole plant too, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of, like, for example, a red apple, a lot of people are prone to like eating the applesauce or peeling the apple, right?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
So sad.
I know that's the best part. The part that has been kissed by the sun.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
where the plant creates most of their
Hmm.
phytonutrients, their protective
Right. We talked last
nutrients.
week about it's like their sunblock,
Yeah, it's their sunblock.
right?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And so we want to eat, and that's a lot of times where we want to go organic, or if we're not, then we really want to wash the vegetable or the fruit,
Hmm.
wash it
Right.
well. And yeah. So
I think it could help for people maybe to reframe, because for a lot of
mhm,
people, they maybe grew up with parents who shaved their apples or peeled their, pears and peeled their potatoes and things like that. And I think for me anyway, growing up, I thought a lot about the skins of fruits that you could
mhm.
eat. I didn't think of them as edible though. I thought of them like as their cases. Like it's the case that the fruit came in, like a
Right.
banana. And
Right.
so in
Yeah.
my mind, I was thinking I have to take it away. I have
Hmm.
to peel, I take that away, and then what I really want's on the inside.
Hmm.
But it could maybe help our viewers and listeners who avoid the peels and tend to shave them off, that this is one of the most important parts because of the
Hmm.
fiber, and because that's where so much of these phytonutrients that we're talking about, that's where
Hmm.
they're found.
Hmm.
When the plant, I even thought about, like, when you get a cabbage, a red or a green cabbage,
Hmm.
I always used to take that outer layer off,
Mm.
um, because it's like been touched by all the different hands, and I don't know, it seems like I'm supposed to take the outer layer off, but it's the layer that's been closest to the sun,
Right.
closest to the elements. It's usually, with the purple cabbage, it's the darkest leaf.
Yeah.
It's that deep, deep dark, right? And then
Yeah.
as you peel the layers, they get lighter in the
Right.
center.
Uh-huh.
So to your point, organic is going to be really important for these foods that we're eating the peels and the outer layers. And we want to wash them really well, of course. But man, that's where the good stuff is. So whenever
Mhm.
possible, um, eat the skin, you
Yeah.
know?
It's so,
Yeah.
and then it's so freeing because when you're cooking, you don't have to spend the time peeling.
No,
Maybe you wash,
no,
you don't have to peel. I haven't
right.
peeled a carrot and I can't tell you how long that
Hmm.
it's been.
I know. And I'm with you, because I used to think a carrot was only pretty if it was perfectly shaved and that
Uh-huh.
bright orange. And
Right,
like,
right.
and I got off that dull kind of
Yeah.
like brownish. Now I know better. Now I
Uh-huh.
know that's the good stuff. Wash it, scrub it up
Yeah.
a little bit, but keep the peel. Don't peel your carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the potato. Yeah. Same with the
Same with the
potato.
potato. Hmm.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
So you save a little time there in the kitchen. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So that's red. Well, what else
Yeah.
is red? Well, red, pepper, tomato, but strawberries, your
Hmm.
strawberry, your raspberry, your
Beets.
cherries. Yeah.
Beets.
Beets.
Beets, are they red or purple? I never know, but they're in
Um,
sort of that category, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cherries, watermelon is in the red category.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How
And
about orange?
yeah, go ahead. Orange. Yeah. We might be, yeah. Orange is, carotene, right? Alpha and beta carotene, the carotenoids, right?
Hmm.
And other compounds that I don't pronounce very well, bioflavonoids.
Well, and the curcuminoids, right? When we
Uh-huh.
think about curcumin, is what's
Yeah,
coming out of like
right.
cayenne pepper and turmeric. So
Which are
those are
orange,
some,
right?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
And those are
And now we're
definitely
talking, right, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer,
mhm,
antibacterial.
mhm,
I love when you think about like foods as antibacterial,
mhm,
and like good for your skin,
mhm,
good for the
right.
immune system. Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, vitamin A. When I think of the carrot, or eating the carrot, we were always told as kids,
Yeah, for your
eat your
eyes.
carrots for your eyes, for vitamin
Uh-huh.
A. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So much more than that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, yeah,
Right.
carrots are that orange. There's orange sweet potatoes, pumpkin. My
Hmm.
dogs love pumpkin. They love
Mm.
it. Love it. Mangoes and oranges, turmeric, like you said. Papaya. Now, that's one thing that I haven't been able to get into. I don't know. It's this texture of it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Do you like papaya?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Papaya, guava. I like dried mango, but mango by like those are things I wasn't traditionally raised on, and I don't understand them.
Yeah.
I need someone to teach me. I don't quite understand how to cut them, like the mango.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Your seed is in my way, bro. I don't know what to do. I just need somebody to cut it for me.
Yeah.
Or dry it, you know.
And you know what? You can buy them cut and frozen,
Right.
chunks. Yeah.
Then I know it's preserving more of the vitamins and stuff. It's been cut and frozen.
But that's the beauty, if you don't like one thing in a color, there's bound to be another one.
Yeah.
And there might be something, and this might be a topic for another time, but so that papaya, that mango, those are tropical fruits. You didn't grow up in a tropical area, maybe. And so maybe the fruits that are in that color that you did grow up with locally, maybe that's even better for you,
Yeah, I do wonder about that too, because I didn't grow up in a tropical area, and I don't live in a tropical area. So, there's certainly a lot of theory and questioning on whether or not we should just eat locally, right? Just eat the things that are only grown sort of in our close radius. I don't know whether there's, certainly diversity and variety of plants seems to be better and better. It's optimizing our gut microbiome.
Yeah.
So we got to do the best with what we can do. But I do like your point that if I don't like something, or I'm not sure how to eat it, or I just can't figure out how to incorporate it in my day, there are so many other colors in that category. Don't sweat it. Eat something else in that category.
Right. Yeah.
In that color category.
In that color category. Yeah. 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 And right. And then I'm going to just piggyback on that and say that a lot of times these fruits can be dried, and we have to be careful about the concentrated sweet in that dried fruit, because a lot of times the drying process maybe adds more.
Yeah, I think with the we want to look and make sure that there's no added sugar. We want to look and make sure there's no nitrites. That they've added some different chemicals to the drying process. So I can find mangoes that are just mangoes. It says mangoes. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Also, to your point, that one big chunk of mango is probably the equivalent of maybe eating a whole mango. I don't know, right? Like
Yeah.
It's been shrunk. So
right. Yeah. Right. So a dried fruit, there's less. If
less
you eat
water.
Right. So you don't need as much as the quantity of if you ate it fresh. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're going to tend to eat way more of that thing, a dried one, than and be less satisfied because you don't have all that liquid. That's soaking up and filling you up.
Right. Yeah. True. Okay, orange. I've been getting into orange sweet potatoes. My dogs love both pumpkin and sweet potato. Love. Yeah. They eat the rainbow.
Yellow?
Yeah. Oh, yellow. Yeah. What's in yellow? The compounds in yellow: lutein, vitamin C. Of course, there's vitamin C probably in the orange too. A lot of these.
The red.
Yeah. A lot of these overlap, and then there are, so, and then they're separate, separate compounds. So lutein and zeaxanthin.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right. And again, for eye health, we know we've all been told about lutein and eye health. And a lot of times ophthalmologists, I've seen them recommend these lutein supplements.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, when we focus on eating the rainbow and choosing yellow, we're going to get that.
Yeah. So from things like bananas, pineapples, yellow squash, yellow peppers, corn, ginger root. Ooh, ginger is in the yellow category. Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't have thought of that. I thought ginger was maybe more in the white category, but it's put it in the yellow.
Yeah.
I know you're looking at the sheet. I'm looking at the sheet, and unfortunately, those listening can't see it. But can we just highlight the fact that the green category, the green color category, is twice the size of all the other ones when it comes to the compounds? There are
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, a
2, 4,
lot.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, at least 20 chemicals and compounds listed. And maybe that's
Yeah.
not all of them. Like what you said earlier, and it's been discussed in the field of nutrition. The science is baby. We're in its infancy of what we know. There's so much of what we don't even know, chemicals and compounds we haven't identified yet.
Yeah.
But man, it looks like if you're going to get some bang for your buck for a compound,
choose green.
you're going to eat some green.
Yeah.
Wow. Heart health, liver health, brain health, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer. So what are the greens? What are your favorite greens?
Yeah, you know what? I love my kale.
Yeah.
If you asked me 10 years ago, Rachel, if you told me that I would be eating kale almost every day, 10 years ago, I said, you're smoking some kind of weed. I don't know.
Also green, by the way.
Yeah.
Also green. But
yes, but I love my kale. I love it. And I make sure, and I'm eating green kale and purple kale.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you explore, there's the lacinato, which is the dinosaur kale, which is really rough and it's so good diced small in a salad. But then there's also the baby kales that are more delicate, like a spinach leaf. So there's a very nice range of kales out there. So you can find one that you really like.
Yeah. How about you?
I think arugula, of the greens, arugula is probably my favorite. I love the peppery flavor of it. I love it fresh. I love it lightly sauteed or wilted. But all of these really, bok choy, limes, broccoli, cabbage, artichoke, collard greens is probably one I haven't gotten into as much. It's one I want to expand out a little bit too.
We just bought some chard, and actually it was a rainbow chard, so it's kind of got the green purpley thing going on, the reddish in the stem, and so we're trying a new recipe with the rainbow chard. But
that's one of the few things that will grow in my garden, rainbow chard, and it comes back every year, and it's baby. It's like baby chard. It's so delicious, so delicate.
Rachel, I don't know. I'm looking at the
I gotta
time.
go.
Okay. Ooh. All right. So, we were eating the rainbow. That's what we're doing.
It was so fun. Yes, we're eating the rainbow. We still have the purple, blue, and black category, and we have the white, tan, brown category. So maybe we save those for next time and discuss some more.
That sounds great. Okay.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.